We live yet? I'm live. Welcome. Hey, Texas. Stephanie, great to have you here. Let me make sure that this is going. Yes, it is. We're also live on Instagram now. So, welcome. And that's all good. Okay, great. So, this is a very spontaneous welcome, Joellen from Utah. This is a very spontaneous thing today. Let's see how many people can show up before we start getting into all of our good stuff. Welcome, Sandy. And hi from LA. Is that Louisiana or is that Los Angeles? Oh, Los Angeles, LA, California, of course. Yes. Welcome. What else have we got? So, this is for those of you who haven't heard, I'll probably be repeating this as more people show up. Oh, welcome, Mina. Deja vu, right? um, so this is a bit of a spontaneous, not spontaneous combustion, but I did get removed again, banned from Tiptoe from my TikTok account. Hey, Tina, long time no see. Hello from Toronto. So I thought it would be a good idea to just come online and stop tiptoeing around all these things that can get me banned. So that way we can just say what we want to say. I think I still might need to be a little cautious. Welcome, Shelley from Los Angeles as well. I think it's still a good idea to be a little cautious. We might need to talk in code and use sign language and so forth. But we are here. Yes. We are here to encourage each other and get some support in these really challenging, crazy, intense, accelerating times. But I'm very excited about what's up and coming. And tonight I wanted to talk about when things go south. So for a lot of people, getting kicked off of TikTok with somebody told me it got up to 50,000. It was at 44,000. And then before they kicked me off, it was up to 50,000 before they banned me. So apparently I must be doing something right that they want to delete my account. So, how do you thrive? How do you turn things around when things can seem like it's really not such a great thing? And, but the reality is, if we're always trusting that we're being guided by spirit and, uh, we're aligned, we're in high frequency, then when things are not so great or not how we planned or, things just going in a little different direction, it could be the inclination to view it as, oh, things suck. It's just, everything's against me. And, along those victim mentality. But when I get two strikes of anything, it's it's a sign that time to change directions or do something different. And so I thought, what better way to do something different than to come on live, answer questions, maybe look at a few things that people might be struggling with. We won't be doing any clearings here, but maybe giving you a little bit of insight into what you might be experiencing, or maybe you've had an experience lately where things went south and you don't quite understand what's the lesson in it. Why are things so challenging? Welcome, Tahoe, and Arizona as well. Good to have you here. So we are talking tonight about challenging situations and how we can turn it around so that we can actually thrive. So I remember, even when you have an injury or you get in an accident or maybe you get fired or your relationship's getting really wonky. Welcome, Patrick from Maryland. That it might be, uh, you know, the chance to reconsider and look inward. There's so many things trying to pull us out of our core, distracting us that we often forget, oh, I wonder what's going on here that needs a little help. I remember one time when I was visiting Australia and I was looking at the bark of this tree. It was, Australia has trees, they have birds, they have everything we have here in the United States, but everything is different. And so I was mesmerized by this tree. I absolutely love trees. It was a paper tree. I didn't know they have those here. In fact, I have several very close right here to where I live. Anyway, I was mesmerized by this bark. It's very soft. It's very feels like suede. It's kind of a soft, cushiony kind of a tree, which is kind of weird. And so, as I was mesmerized by the bark of this tree, I wasn't watching where I was going, and I tripped and fell, and I fell so hard, I almost did a face plant. I was, like, right an inch away from my face, and I really injured my knee really, but really, really bad, and so it gave me an opportunity to look at, okay, the knees are about changing direction, and whenever you get injured, it's a chance to look at what are you resisting? And so I started thinking about the one thing that I'm not following through with, that I was really resisting really hard and just kept putting it off, putting it off, putting it off, was writing my book. And here I am looking at a paper tree. And so I thought, okay, 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 I get it. I will complete my book. I will finish my book. And so I spent the next 2 years. Actually, my mother passed away during that time, and that took out maybe about 3 to 6 months of time. But I spent, a year and a half really focused on getting that book done. And so this was one way that I've in the past have used hard circumstances, situations, to really look inward and see what what is the universe trying to tell me? Knock on the head, like wake up. And so that's what it was in that case. We have New Orleans here showing up. Thank you. Am I able to heal a root canal infection on my own? I love trees too. I am not sure. There are people who think that you can. Um, and there are also people that are it's kind of a tricky situation because root canals can really create a lot of harm. So I do believe that if you are in a high frequency, that infection is not going to exist. Bacteria cannot thrive in a high frequency. So if you raise the frequency of this tooth, you might also get there's like a map of all the teeth and what organs they go to. So another thing you could do is make sure that those organs are operating in a high frequency and that they have also 350 millivolts. That's the highest level of millivolts that we're reaching now. So between those few things, you might be able to save the tooth. And so that would be my suggestion, Lori, on that. Welcome, Len. Kind of like when I was thrown by a horse and broke my ankle just a little bit. Yes. And ankles are all about having more fun. So you probably weren't having enough fun in your life, Lynn. So that would be a suggestion there. So, are any of you having a hard time now, where maybe you can't make sense of why things are so challenging for you? What is it that you might be working on that you're having a hard time seeing? That's kind of what we're addressing tonight. The night before, I was told by someone I was in for a big break. Literally. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So having more fun, that's what the ankles are about. So is anybody else here having some challenges? Hey, Michelle, that you might want some more insight about, lacking clarity. Um, all right, infinite wonders. Let's see what you are lacking some clarity about, or even maybe why. So we're not doing clearings here, but I am happy to look at some things for all of you tonight. So, infinite waters. So, yes, right at your sixth chakra, um, third layer, um, there's a lot of fury, and this is AI fury. So those 5 chords. So this is a new thing that this AI, ancient interference, how they're infiltrating now is with these 5 chords. And so you have those 5 chords right at your 6th chakra. Let me see if there's a loop on it. No, so it's not reinstalling. But those 5 chords are meant to keep you confused, lack of clarity, and also in fear of not being able to do enough. So you might be of this belief that if I just can do the right thing, I can get out of the situation or go in the right direction or whatever. And it's really less about what you're doing and more about the frequency that you are emitting. So you might want to keep that in mind. Put some glasses on here so we don't have to squint so much. All right, let's see what else we have. Okay, good. Now the questions are coming in. What about gaining weight? All right, Stephanie. For you, this is in the root chakra, um, out to that third layer. So, I'm of the opinion that a lot of times when we're gaining weight, it is that jelly roll around our midsection is us not stepping into our power. It's misplaced passion. So see how that applies. Uh, yeah, that's what I'm getting for that one. Interesting about that. I don't know why. So let's see, Brooke. I don't know why, but I feel like I look for my purpose, but feel confused. So what direction to go? Yeah, purpose is kind of an interesting thing in that there's not necessarily the right the right way. People are looking like for the one right way, or it's really about you could pick any job or any purpose or any path, and they're all going to lead you into a direction where you can learn your life lessons. And so it doesn't really matter which one you pick. There is no right or wrong one. Just pick one, move in that direction. And then if it doesn't feel like that's quite what you want to do, that's just information. That's not right or wrong. It's just, oh, that's not giving me as much joy as I thought I would, or I don't quite feel, I'm not quite feeling it, or whatever. So take in that information and start leaning into the different directions that you could possibly go until you finally land on the thing that fits and feels right. So I think a lot of times we can procrastinate, and in your case, Brooke, in your heart chakra, there's a lot of fear. So that fear of being seen, um, um, how are people going to view you, or are they gonna like you? Are they gonna, so a lot of it is around that, whether or not you're going to be accepted or liked or along those lines. So clearing those judgments out of that heart chakra. It looks like your mom has a lot of high expectations for you. And so, you know, maybe part of the thing of feeling like you're doing it wrong is that maybe you'll disappoint her, or she won't view you in quite the right light. And so that might be part of it as well. But you've got some heart stuff that you're working on. All right, Tina, great to have you here. Dating and maybe should be by myself. Could be. I know after a while you just say, "I'll forget it." Um, so right now, we're still in that winter energy of going inward, repairing our nets, taking care of ourselves. And but many of us are starting to feel that spring energy. In fact, we just did our last luminary activation on the energy of love. And so it all starts here first, loving ourselves, as I know you know. And at the same time, we know that we're not meant to be alone. And as a general rule, we're meant to um, to partner and to it kind of amplifies our whole life. Everything becomes that much more enjoyable when we can collaborate with together with someone we're aligned with. Um, so let's see. What are you working on, Tina? Yeah, you're also working on heart stuff. That fear of being vulnerable and opening your heart, being seen, being accepted. There's a fear of being unlovable in there. And so that's a little bit of what you're working on. So when you meet someone and then they start bumping up against that, if you haven't cleared that, then they'll just that kind of wound or energy will keep getting triggered. And then you'll just think that this is futile. So clear the judgments in your heart, Tina, and see where it goes from there. All right, Estella, how about Bell's palsy? I have it for more than 10 years. Okay, so I'm not real familiar with what Bell's palsy is. I think it is a partial paralysis on one side. Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. Um, there is something going on in your root chakra. So you don't have a grounding cord. And uh, this is, I think this whole palsy situation is something that also affects your entire nervous system, which is needs some help. So as I'm evaluating on an energetic level, it's only operating at about 15%. You do have some congestion or blocks in your spine. So right at the very top of your spine where the head and top of your spine meet. So in there, there's quite a bit of congestion between there and between the first and second vertebrae. And then if you were to draw a line across the top of your shoulders where it intersects there, behind your heart, behind solar plexus. And so those need to be cleared so that your nervous system can start having a little more support so that it can start functioning more smoothly. Um, Adrenals also need some help. Those are diminished at also about 15%, amygdala 15%. If you want to know everything that's going on with your physiology, you might want to get a human technology assessment, Estella. That's, I can calibrate, I just showed you how I can check a few things. I checked more than 110 calibrations in that report, as well as the millivolts of light in all of those organs. And then you can get a better picture of what's going on throughout your entire physiology, as well as, how if people are courting to you, do you have dead people connected to you, or do you have parasites or viruses? So there's a bunch of stuff in there that I could check. And so that would be something that you could look into. Let me just give you a quick link for that if you're interested, or if anyone's interested, since I'm talking about it now. Hang on just a second. I wasn't prepared to do this, but I will. And so here is the link. I'll just put that in the chat, and then if anybody's interested, they can check that out. So there is that. And then let's see. Lynn, have been feeling like the bottom fell out and lost all care and super tired all the time. Yeah. Well, Energy 101, Lynn, get your grounding cord on. And then the dark side, of course, is after you, because they know you are a bright light. You know how far into the future you come from. If you've forgotten, it was 1,500 years. So you have a lot of light and information that I know you've been resisting, and the dark side also wants to keep you down. So there are those 5 chords, and, I see those chords now like a big hand with 5 fingers, like a cap on our crown, just trying to control our sovereignty, and so they have those at your crown and the root chakra and the 3rd layer of your aura. Those have, some looping mechanisms, so they reinstall every 5 hours. So, if you clear those looping mechanisms in root chakra, there's 5 of them there. And then if you're going to need to clear the curses that are going to release once you clear those. And those will be released in your crown, probably about 100. And in the root chakra, another 100. So there you go. You got a little homework to do. All right, Rinky. This week has been challenging. A lot of things seem to pop up one after another. Yeah, it's been a challenging week for sure. A lot of intense energies. Feeling fatigued all the time, probably the last 4 years. Well, a grounding cord will really help, Brooke. When we don't have any grounding, there's no place for the energy to go. So it's like a house without plumbing. Where does all that sewage go? It just keeps backing up, right? That's what happens when we don't have any grounding cord. There's nowhere for all of that energy to go. And so when that happens, then all the energy that backs up feels really uncomfortable, right? It's just no fun to be in all those frustrating energies. There's a lot of fear in your field, and so that creates the fear creates the contraction. You just contract, and then it pulls up your grounding. So for those of you who have not downloaded my uh, 20-minute meditation, that would be another thing that I would recommend. The link is in my bio of many of these platforms I'm on, but I'll also put it here. I think this is, um, hmm, yeah, okay. Well, I'm not sure actually if this is, we have we're posting this on a new platform, so it's easier to listen to it. I'm not sure if this is the right one, but it'll get you to a place where we can get that recording. There's a 20-minute version and there's an 8-minute version. So use that meditation, and with not just going through the motions, because a lot of people say, well, I've done your meditation. I do your meditation. I don't know why I'm not grounded. Well, you're just going through the motions. And I get that it's hard to feel what's going on when you're not in your body, because when you're not grounded, then you're also barely in your body. Like in your case, Brooke, you're only in your body 3%. So you can't tell what's going on. You can't even tell that you're not grounded. So it's hyper important that when you do that meditation, that would be your primary focus, is to just keep feeling till you're grounded. And that might take a while, but or join us for the luminary activation, and that's the first Thursday of every month. Um, People can also join it anytime and have instant access to. Right now, there's a year and a half worth of activations. That's all going to go away this month. I've been way too generous. It's just kept building and building. So that's going to go away. But if you guys join now for that luminary activation, you can get all of those activations that are currently in there. So that would be a really smart thing to do. So let's see. So this is the next luminary. Well, it's not the next one. Actually, I think the link might not be available right now, but I'll give it to you anyway. The next luminary activation is on March 6th. And we're actually going to be doing it all on prosperity's golden rising. We're moving into the energy of spring and coming out of our winter slumber. And so it is really the perfect time to start stepping into what we want to launch in the spring. What wants to birth? What wants to come out of its chrysalis? Here we've been in winter, hibernating, going inward, and we're going to start feeling this energy of spring and this momentum kind of energy that wants to pull us out. What are we bringing forward? And so that would be a really good one to join for those of you who are still struggling financially, to join us for that next luminary activation on the 6th. That's also the first day of a 12-day program that I do every other month, which is also just going to be an extension of this 12 days of diving deeper into this energetic activation of transforming our divine money blueprint so that we can attract more of this abundant, prosperous energy. So if you're interested in that, that's also available. Lori is having difficulty with making decisions moving forward, but I think it's because of so much emotional manipulation from my past marriage, wondering if I still have attachments. Well, let's see if your ex is still courting. Yes, right at your crown. So that's a really big kind of manipulation and control. Looks like a narcissist. So take him out of your crown. And remember, we never cut cords. We always pull out roots and all. Otherwise, we're not getting rid of all of their energy. And it leaves residual energy if we cut cords. So pull out roots and all, send it back. So he's corded to your crown and your root chakra. So take those out and send him back. Overwhelmed and scattered. Yes, Lynn, that's a grounding cord. Work world and moving out of state to the East Coast potentially. Relationships up with you know who. Well, I'm not sure who Sprocket is because I don't think that's your real name. So, but it doesn't matter. I don't need to know. I just look at the energies. Let's see. You could also use grounding cord, Sprocket. You have no grounding cord, and you're only in your body also 3%. So it's hard to tell what's going on when you're not in your body. So get that going. You're welcome. Michelle, I'm real curious about the dense fog. I'm in Alabama heading to Orlando and wondering about this fog. Yes, it is not natural. Some fog is natural, but the fog that the people are talking about, it is poison. Yes. So they're just like the jab, they're likely to put different things in the fog in different places so that people are confused. Is it the fog? Is it this? Is it that? So I got earlier that 100% chance of them putting in a virus in that fog. So don't go play in the fog and wash your hands. And you might even wear a mask. So, yeah, fog is no bueno. Welcome, Selma. Long time no see. Good to have you here. How do we better recognize when a situation is an opportunity to confirm a deletion and not slip into old patterns, or if there is a valuable lesson in staying? Good question. Like, how do you know when it's time to leave? Exit stage left. Um, well, first of all, if you are grounded, which you are, yay. If you're grounded and this person is not courting to you, which they are not, so that's also a good thing, that then you can be clearer about whether or not you should stay or should you go. So you can always calibrate it as well. I'll calibrate it for you. Should you stay in the situation or should you go? So staying vibrates at 500. So you like it. That's kind of why you're in it. You like it, but it's not great, right? And so leaving actually vibrates at infinity. Because what's happening is this kind of so-so situation, less than, it's like you're settling for less. It's kind of keeping you from what you could really step into. It's holding space, or it's occupying space where something really amazing could step in. But this other thing is taking up all the room. So there's no room for it to come in. So that's what I would say about that. So welcome. Ding. Let's see. If someone is in their body, a low percentage, what what's going on with the rest? So this is okay. So let me explain this a little bit more clearly. So when I say you're only occupying your body 3%, that means that the majority of your essence, your spirit, your vitality is not in your energy field. So that means most of it is sitting in your aura outside of your body, where you can't really use that energy because you need to have it in your physical body, not in your invisible energy anatomy. So when you're not occupying your body 100%, then that's when you're not connected to what's going on here. So it's hard to tell what's going on. So hopefully that answers that question. Hey, Shelley. I'm having trouble sleeping well. It always seems like something is interfering with my sleep, even though I try to get to sleep early. Well, let's check your sleep avatar. So it's not grounded. So we use these avatars. You can use an avatar for anything to run energy through. So for those of you who don't have my book, Access Your Ultimate Power, The Blueprint to Infinite Intelligence, there's the French version. It outlines this whole system we use on our own physiology, but also you would use it for an avatar. You just run energy through the same way. So in Shelley's case, that avatar that represents her sleep space, her dream space, and in that the rings above the avatar's head is where you put all of your intentions about how you want your sleep space to be: a restful night's sleep, great dreams, fun adventures, etc. So it's, but as we're speaking, because Shelley's so brilliant, she's grounding it as we're speaking. So now it's grounded and it has infinite rings. And, but the third layer of the aura has some fear in it. And those 5 AI chords, that's connected to the third layer of the aura. There's a loop on it in the root chakra of that avatar. So keep an eye out for the curses that will get released into the heart, where you're going to be blaming yourself and making yourself wrong. So, which is kind of like what you're doing, beating yourself up for not getting to bed early. So anyway, that's a nice little project you can work on. All right, Michelle, feeling stuck, not sure what I'm looking for though. Okay, so you are grounded, and there is a fair amount of fear in your space though, like 100% fear. I trust that that's not your fear. It's in your root chakra where those 5 AI chords are at your root chakra. And there is a looping mechanism to those chords. So you clear that and the looping mechanism. There's about 5 of them, so be very thorough. And then when you release that, clear the curses that will be released into the root chakra with more fear. So it seems like fear is what you're really working on. And there's a million faces to fear. It can just show up as making us tired, unmotivated, kind of stuck, procrastination. Yeah, there's a lot of faces to fear. So that's what's holding you back, Michelle. That's that feeling stuck feeling, is the fear. So clear that, and hopefully that will be better. Um, let's see. We're going to move on. We did already address Brooke. Daniel, welcome. I have been having pains in my lower abdomen area for a while now, but the doctors haven't seen, haven't said it's serious. Any suggestions? Well, first of all, yes, get a grounding cord. You have no grounding, so there's a buildup of energies. And so, right in that lower belly, there's a lot of fear. A cord from, this is that AI cording with their 5 cords, and a lot of fury is in these cords. So, and there's a loop in it. So, get grounded, clear those 5 cords. The looping mechanism is in the 6th chakra. There's about 3 of those that will reinstall these cords every 5 hours. So once you clear the looping mechanism, it's not going to come back. I know there's a question out there about that. What happens? So ideally, you will get grounded, clear the looping mechanisms so that it doesn't come back, and then clear the curses that will get released in the root chakra that are designed to create more fear. Small intestines are at 100%, so the small intestines are fine. And your colon is about 50%. On that descending side, there is some congestion. If you release everything that I already talked about, I think that that will um, help address all the things that you're already experiencing. So that would be my take on that, Daniel. Lori, will the tardive, I have no idea what that is. In your jaw. Okay, something in your jaw. Side effect from meds over ever heal? It has healed some. If so, how? Okay, so um, you have some sort of condition in your jaw. You're saying. So there is I'm sensing that there's a lot of fury in your jaw. I don't know if you grind your teeth at night, but there's just a lot of like rage and fury in your jaw. Um, there's some cording in here as well from the doctor, or maybe that's the dentist that you were dealing with. I would take them out. They're also at your crown. The like that medical energy at your crown with 5 cords. We take them out. There's no loop on that. And then your root chakra. So you also need a grounding cord. So that would be my suggestion for that. Yeah. So that would be my suggestion. You might also find a dentist that can a holistic dentist that can realign your bite, so that they can do that. Let's see what else. I got one of Kimberly's reports and highly recommend it. Okay, great. Thank you for mentioning that. It's an incredible report. It is. It's amazing, right? I'll say so myself. Um, Not a paid endorser. Right. Good. Yeah. There's people just saying what they appreciate about what's going on here. I have endometriosis and fibroids and trauma from childhood, which affects my nervous system, hormones, immune system. I'm also very blocked in my hips, spine. I would love your support. Okay, so that's a very big issue, one that I would recommend help with over 3 months. So there's a lot going on here. There are unresolved past lives related to this, about 50. It's a lot. You also have some trauma from the age of 5. maybe you know what that is. I won't say, just for being sensitive. And it looks like that went on for maybe about 5 years. So whether you have memories or not, doesn't matter. The body never forgets. And so when our body is overreacting, or I shouldn't say overreacting, it's reacting to the things that have gone on that we've maybe pushed under the carpet or we don't know about, uh, it will not heal until it's addressed. So that's, what people call shadow work, or, so I don't refer to it so much as that, but that's what some people will call it. And so yes, you also do have a lot of blocks in your spine. So right at the very top of your spine, where the spine and skull meet, there behind the heart, a couple of places right there behind the heart, behind, yeah, about maybe three different places there behind that whole heart area, behind your solar plexus, and above your sacrum. So in the spine, that is definitely some things that could use some help there. But this is not just a get grounded thing. Although you don't have a grounding cord, there's a lot going on here. So that's just some hopefully helpful information. All right, let's see what else. Dorothy Pacheco is my mother's maiden name. Just feeling so stuck and not sure what's next. Divorce, alone after 34 years. That's a long time. That's a long time, Dorothy. So you're really going through a big shift, a big change. And so you could also use a grounding cord. You're not grounded. And no creative rings, heart closed. So right now you kind of have been, I hate to say it, but kind of taken over by the dark side. That is something that can easily be remedied if you choose. But it is something that needs a choice, because this is what they're doing on the planet everywhere. And so um, all of these people that I've been talking about doing these readings on that have been taken over, everyone has the opportunity to make a choice to get out from under that control. And, but it does require choosing. Otherwise, we just are going to be under their control. So, you might consider working together, Dorothy, and at the very least, join us for luminary activation. Start binge watching all those previous activations, and really start helping yourself. There's so many activations on all kinds of subjects: finances, love, relationships, our physiology, tons of stuff. So that would be a great place for any of you to start helping yourselves. Sandy, the more you keep up on clearing, the easier it gets. Yes, thank you for letting people know that. It seems, it can seem a little challenging at first, because it's can be, you feel like overwhelmed. You don't know where to start. Start with getting grounded. That's energy 101. Once I feel it in my body, I remove it right away. It gets easier. Great. Thanks for sharing that, Sandy. Sandy's going to Bali with us. So for those of you who maybe want to do some of this work that I do in a more fun environment or more adventurous environment, join us. We're going to Bali in May, May 18th or 25, I think it is. So you can keep an eye out for that if you want more info. Sprocket. I don't know who this is, but I've worked with Kimberly for 30 plus years. Oh my goodness. Can't recommend her enough. She's beyond a gem for this world. So I'm curious who you are. Tell me. Let's see. I don't know Sprocket by a different name. Welcome, Deborah. Selma. Okay. Oh, so you're agreeing with Sprocket. Okay, great. I'm wondering the same about my ex-husband. Wondering the same what? If he's courted to you? Let's see. Um, yes, he's corded to your root chakra with fear. And you do have some unresolved past lives with him. I didn't check that with the other gal, but you have five and he has three. So that would be a good thing to get cleared up as well, so you don't have to keep working out that old karma with them. This is also really an important thing for those of you who are considering relationships, that you might check into unresolved past lives, so you don't have to work out that old karma with someone. You can just come in with a clean slate, and uh, that's way more fun. It's Alex. Alex. Yikes. That's so funny. Well, welcome, Alex. Alex with a dear heart. Yes, we have known each other for 30 years. All right. Deborah, five or more people broke an ankle around the holidays, including me. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. What is that energy? What's that about, right? What can we eat, take to detox these effects? So, ankles are all about having fun. So, if you broke your ankle, you have been resisting doing some fun things and you keep holding back. And instead of just doing it, just, you're letting all these other things um, influence your life so that you're not having fun. So, uh, and a really important thing to do is one, get grounded. So, not grounded, Deborah. So, when you're not grounded, not in your body, it's real easy to hurt yourself because you're not grounded. You're not in your body to really navigate through time and space. And it's easier to get hurt, it's easier to lose things. And then also bringing that earth energy up through the legs so that your ankles can heal, so that you have no earth energy coming up through your legs. So that's really important. There's five parts to getting ultra grounded. So um, do that would be my suggestion. Woolly. At my last exam, my doctor found three small fibroids. I don't know where they came from. Do you know what's causing this? I already knew I had polycystic ovaries. Let's see. So, Wooly, you are also not grounded. So that's the backup of energies. There's a lot of fear in your field. Um, Ovaries only operating at 15%, uterus only operating at 15%. Looks like some old fury in these parts. Um, it looks like it goes back to the age of 15. So think of what that's about, and that needs to be addressed. So that would be my suggestion on that one. Awful free of chemtrails for the last few days. Hmm, not sure what that means. Chemtrails have been crazy everywhere, haven't they? I have a broken collarbone, a re-break from 27 years ago. It seems to be taking a long time to resolve. I can't figure out the reason. Well, is it the right or the left? So let me see if I can tell. So your right collarbone, I mean, the energy from the circle of reciprocity runs right through that collarbone. So it is stopping at that right side. And then you're not receiving in that left hand. So that's blocked. Actually, both collarbones are stuck. So it's hard to tell which one is broken. So that would be an important thing. So think about how you're able to give and receive. So when the circle of reciprocity is all about giving. So it starts at the heart, comes out the right arm as we give out into the world of our wisdom, our love, our energy, our support, and then we receive into that left receiving hand. So this is how we fill ourselves up with self-generated love. So as it comes up into that left arm, then we replenish ourselves and fill ourselves up. So see how that's working for you. Awakened comedy. And um, that would be really important for you to run that circle of reciprocity through there. So one, it will not only heal faster, but also so you can start receiving some unconditional love for yourself. Shelley, is this a different Shelley? Sometimes I feel like I have some kind of cord or bad energy, and then you tell me I'm clear. Is this just my own feelings? Maybe I am not used to them. Hard to tell, Shelly, because I'm not sure where we're talking about where you're feeling it. So sometimes you guys feel things that I'm not feeling. Sometimes, you know, it's hard to tell. Hard to tell on that one. I was feeling it grounded and not corded. All right, spot on. Thank you. You're so welcome. Sydney, hi Kimberly. I have a pain in my right shoulder when reading your book. Okay, I believe it said when people cord to you in the heart, pain could happen. Is that well? Let's see where you are corded, Sydney. If you are corded, you do have cords at your heart chakra. 5. This is AI though. These are those AI cords, and it is blocking your ability to bring that heart energy out your right arm and then into your left. So it's going to be hard for you to generate that self-generated love so you can fill yourself up. So take those energy cords out of your heart chakra. You are grounded, so great job there. And then let's see if there's a loop. Um, no, there's no looping mechanism, so that's great. So this is designed to keep you in fear of opening your heart, being vulnerable, receiving love. So a lot of those kinds of energies. So that's would be my suggestion for that. Welcome, Carla. What is the best way to make decisions when we find ourselves in an unexpected major life change and are facing an unknown, unplanned major life change? Calibrate. That's my suggestion is to calibrate. Uh, make sure you're grounded, your energy's flowing, and it's easier to calibrate that way. So I will just well, yeah. So if you were to give me a couple choices, I could calibrate those for you. If you know how to calibrate, you can do that as well. You can muscle test, you can dowse, and your body has the answers. If you know how to get your internal yes or no, then do that and find out that way. All right, Alex. Should be good now. If you want to recheck, ran it should be at infinity now. So I don't remember what we were checking, but you're grounded and good earth. No worries. Circle of hearts grounded, infinite rings, circle of reciprocity, good aura, clear. So great job, Alex. Joining from Bali. Yay! We're going to be going to Bali in, I'm a native Balinese. Well, welcome. We're going to be going there in May. So in just a few months. I love Bali. Let's see what else we have. Infinite Wonders. Can you talk more about these 5 AI cores that keep coming up for us? Yes. So this is I don't want to say it's a new way that this AI, ancient interference, not artificial intelligence, but it's not that it's new, but I believe that since we are going deeper and deeper with how they've been influencing us, that these chords are we're finding the deeper ways that I think they've always been controlling us. But now with more insight and revelations that spirit is bringing, that we're finding these, it seems like new ways, but they always are with five chords, which is like a hand, And that's just a lot of controlling energy. And so sometimes it'll have a looping mechanism that reinstalls the cords. Could be every couple hours, 5 hours, 12 hours, every 3 days. It's always different. So this is where calibrating and creating more awareness about what's going on is really important. Carol here. Well, welcome, Carol. Do you have any? Do I have any fear in my field, and where is it? I feel like I'm missing something. Yes, you have 100% fear in your field, but no grounding cord and only in your body 2%. So all that fear is not comfortable. So it's kicking you out of your body. And that's why it's hard to tell where it is, how much, am I really, you know. So the fear is also creating the contraction, which pulls that grounding cord up. So get grounded, and the fear is in the root chakra. So get grounded, all the 5 parts, let that fear go down the grounding and get back in your body. Uh, Kind of sounds like ADHD. Not sure which one, but just divorced after 35 years. He courted to me. He he is still corded to you. So he's at your crown. He's at your crown chakra. So you need to take all those cords off of your crown. It's affecting your ability to feel like you have any personal power. So, yes. Can you share a little more about how to clearly get that internal yes or no? I use muscle testing, um, ring in ring with hand methods. So that's like maybe this one. And sometimes I feel like my answers are unreliable. It can be tricky at first, definitely tricky. And it also is important to ask specific questions. So, one is always test before you get started to get a test question to know how your internal yes or no, what that looks like. So, asking, am I a dog? And the muscle should go weak. And um, then asking if my name is whatever your name is, you should get a yes. So, getting really clear about what your yes and no feel like is really important. And then also asking a specific question so that it is a yes or no, not like how many chords are there. That's not a yes or no question. So asking the right questions is important. And sometimes if we ask too many questions, it also can get confusing as well. So just keep sticking with it, keep practicing. I know it can be challenging, but sixth chakra, that's another one. So your sixth chakra, there's 5 chords in here. That's an AI. Okay, so that's the biggest reason why you're not clear is they're creating confusion. They have the big hand right over your sixth chakra. You can't see clearly. And so that creates doubt, confusion, uncertainty. Clear that out. Does it have a loop? No. So just take that out of there, and maybe that will help. All right, we are at the top of the hour. Let's take one more question. Wow, on point. Glad to know I'm grounded. I'll be using a rainbow flame in my root tonight. Okay, great. Rainbow flames are great. Is it possible to get a reading on, for example, a family member and do a clearing on them without their knowledge or participation? That would be no. For example, someone who seems unable to take steps on their own. Actually, whether they take steps or not is really none of your business. I hate to say it. We can only control ourselves. And so that's really where we should be focused. And if they are triggering you because they are misbehaving or they're screwing up their life or whatever, take a look at where you're being affected by this. So in your root chakra. So my suggestion is that you get grounded, take care of yourself. It sounds like, helpful when we want to help other people, but that's kind of the sunny side of control. We cannot make decisions or control other people, etc. Otherwise, we're robbing them of their life lessons. Now, they've picked the path that they're on. They are on where they're at because of all the choices they have made. And so it's really their life and their lessons that they need to learn. And so when we interfere with that, now it's, there's so many things that we know we could help people with. If they only did this or that, their life would be so much better. We can see that, but they haven't learned those lessons yet. And if we just go in and do X, Y, and Z, they haven't learned anything. So we have to just honor people's paths and their choices and their decisions, no matter how shitty they look, and let them learn, even if it's the hard way. I know that's kind of probably not the answer you wanted to hear, but it's the reality. So my suggestion is to focus here, take care of yourself, get grounded. You have no grounding cord yourself. So get grounded and really start taking care of yourself first. All right, everyone, we are at the top of the hour, and I so appreciate all of you being here. I'm going to be doing this more often because they are, I don't know, messing with me over there on the Tiptoe account. So I'll be here more often. Uh, you just stay tuned, subscribe so you know when I'm live and when I've come online. It could be spontaneous like it was tonight. Have a blessed weekend, all of you, and go out and have some fun. And so you don't break an ankle. All right. Sending much love. Namaste.